Okay, who's ready to make some beet juice and some pickled beets? They're really good. So, first thing you need is about 3 pounds or so of beets. And I got these from the farmer's market this morning. So I am going to cut these off. Look at that, look at those greens. Now, the greens, if I'm not mistaken, you can eat the greens, can't you? I don't know, let me know. I mean, probably, they're probably really good for you. Add them to salads. But I'm gonna clean them real well, and then my girls will get a nice treat from the farmer's market. Look at these are beautiful. So the first thing you wanna do is get your beets together, and then we need to wash everything really well. They're so good for us. But of course, they're bright red and they're gonna stain. I'm gonna end up having pink fingers by the time I'm done. That's okay. I specifically went to the farmer's market for beets. I went to the grocery store this morning for them, and I was so disappointed. Like, they were not good beets. So thankfully, it's Saturday, so the farmer's market was open. So I went down and got them there. Which I should have went there first rather than going to the grocery store. That was silly of me. Look at all those beautiful greens. Wow, you know, I'm gonna have to look that up. I am not wasting all those greens. Look at this huge pan with all these greens. Let me know in the comments what you do with your greens. Because those, I don't know, I'm gonna Google or do some research and see what else I can do with those. Okay, so I have a nice big bowl. So I'm gonna get these all cleaned up and then I'll be back. Okay, I am all washed off. So the first thing you want to do is you want a nice sized pot, put all your beets in. And now you want to cover them with water, and just water only, and we're gonna let them parboil about 30 minutes. So you're gonna want some pickling spice. And you're gonna put about a tablespoon in your cheesecloth. And you're going to tie this together, whichever way you can. Actually, I think I'm going to use just a little clip. Because this is going to sit in our water for a little bit. But the whole thing won't be submerged, so I don't have to worry about the little clip. So that's ready. And I have a bowl ready with some water in it. So once our beets cook for a half an hour, we're gonna take them out of the hot water, put them in the cold water to stop the cooking process. So now what I'm going to do while that is cooking, normally I use red onion, but I don't have any, so we're just gonna use regular onion. So you wanna cut up 2 onions. And then you also want to get together some glass jars. So I have a couple mason jars that I got together. So I'm gonna cut this way. Not too thick, not too thin. No notice I'm using my new snazzy cutting board that I love. And, you know, depending on how many beets that you do use, if you want to start with 1 onion, or if you're not a huge onion fan, you can leave the onion out. You don't have to put onion in it at all. I think I'm gonna do 1 onion. All right, so that's ready. I have my little bag ready with my pickling spice. And if you do not have pickling spice, you can, let me tell you what you can do. You can get a teaspoon of cloves, whole cloves, a cinnamon stick, and 1 teaspoon of allspice berries. And put that together and make a little spice bag. And then we're also going to need some brown sugar, some white vinegar or apple cider vinegar, whichever one you prefer. And that's, oh, and a teaspoon of salt, and that's it. And then we'll be back. Don't forget, save your onions. Oh, not the ones that drop on the floor though. And I put them in a bag. I always keep a bag going in the freezer. And I put them in for when we make onion stock or vegetable stock. Don't throw it away. All right, let's check on our beets. I am going to grab a fork and make sure we're not getting too soft. They feel nice and hard still. Yeah, they're doing good. They're cooked a little bit, but actually I'm gonna bring you a little bit closer so you can see how they're cooking. They're just simmering. Look at that nice beet juice. Once these are done cooking, we're not going to discard this juice. We are going to strain it and save it. Beets are ready. They are al dente. Am I saying that right? Al dente, al dente. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is scoop them out and put them in your cold water to stop the cooking process. And this wonderful beet juice in here, or beet, well, I would call it beet juice, we are not discarding. So what we're going to do is we're going to strain it, and we are going to keep it, and I'm going to use it to drink it. And if you want to use it in smoothies, add it to recipes, don't throw it away. It's really good stuff. Okay, so now that that has stopped the process, we are going to need another pan. Whoa, it's hot. Careful. Okay, we'll let that cool. So in your next pan, what you want to do is you want to add your onion. Or don't add onion. You don't have to put onion in these. But it really does, I like the flavor with the onion, so I do. And you need 1 cup of water. And we need either white vinegar or apple cider vinegar, whichever you prefer. And you need 3 cups. Two. Okay, 3 cups. Okay, and to this, we are going to need a half a cup of brown sugar. My lid's stuck on. and pack down your brown sugar. And if you don't have brown sugar, you can use your white sugar and add a little bit of molasses to your recipe, and basically that makes a brown sugar. So fill up your half a cup. And add that into your mixture. Now all we need is, I think it's 1 teaspoon of salt. Whoops, stuff's flying at me. Watch out in your cabinets. If they're like mine, stuff flies out. Okay. 1 teaspoon of salt. That salt's almost out. Actually, it might be out. Gave us just what we needed. 1 teaspoon of salt. All right, let me make sure I have everything in here. I have 3 cups of apple cider vinegar or white vinegar. I have 1 cup of water. I have my onions. I have a half a cup of brown sugar and 1 teaspoon of salt. And now all I need to do is cut up my beets. So I'm going to set this aside. Give this a little stir. Oh, if you could smell it. It smells really good. See? Okay, don't want that on my burner yet, so there we go. All right, so now let's cut our beets. I do have a problem. My cutting board is in the dishwasher. So we are going, I don't want to hurt that. Let's get something else. We'll just use a plate so I'm not staining my new cutting board that my nephew made me. So you want to peel them and cut off the roots. Actually, you know what? You could probably even peel them before you cook them. I'm sure that's totally fine too. I don't know which would be easier, to tell you the truth. So now you just want to make slices. If I had a fork to hang on to this, because this guy's little. So I'm just going to make slices. Look at how pretty that beet is from the farmer's market. And you're just going to add them to your pot as you get them ready. I love getting beets at the farmer's market because a lot of times they're different colors. See, this skin just peels right off. Like you would if you were doing tomatoes. Oh, look at how beautiful. Look at that yellow one. Put that in. We don't know what color my hands are going to be by the time Look at how beautiful that is. I should have worn gloves, huh? I do have gloves. They're in my cabinet. They're right over there. But that's okay. I'm having fun. All right. Oh wow, this one's so pretty. Look at that. So pretty. Wow. Look at how beautiful that beet is. This is really nice. Okay, so I'm gonna keep peeling and slicing the beets and then I'll be back. Okay, I have cut up all of our beets. And now what we're gonna do is turn this on and it's going to simmer for 10 minutes. And we're going to add our spices to the top. And just make sure they're in there. There we go. My spice bag, and we're gonna let that come up to a boil, and then we're gonna let it simmer, turn it down and let it simmer for 10 minutes. And it's very messy, and look at my fingers. So good idea if you wear gloves. Okay. So while we're waiting for our 10 minutes to be up on our pickled beets, we are going to skim the beet water that we cooked our beets in. So we will have some beet juice in the freezer to use for our recipes, to use in your smoothies. So all I did was I put a cheesecloth in my strainer, and I'm just gonna run this liquid through my strainer and my cheesecloth to get everything out of it. Let me move this out of the way. Oh, the beets smell really good. I am going to put this in a mason jar and put it in the fridge and use it every chance I get. Beet juice is so healthy for you. Oh, we are full in this one. So let me get my container. I've got a nice big one. Do this so I don't spill it. Oh, I'm gonna spill it anyways. Oh, why? I'm trying to pour it too fast. I made a huge mess. Huge mess. Okay. All over the floor. That's okay. Is it today to wash the floor day? Might be now. Oh, we have come to a boil. So we are going to turn that down and we are going to set our timer for 10 minutes. And then once that's done for 10 minutes, we get to fill our jars. Now, you also have an option of what you want to do with your jars. You can water bath can it. Water bath can it for, do I have that amount of time in here? Water bath can it for 10 minutes if you want to can it. If you don't want to can it, you can just put them in your fridge. And they're pickled, so they're going to last. They're not going to go bad in your fridge. Oh, this is beautiful. Do you see how beautiful this is? Look at this. Can you tell the color? Oh, it's so good for you. Let's see if I can spill it to fill the rest of the jar. Hey, hey. That was good. All right. I'm gonna need another jar. And we'll be back when my timer's done. Okay, our timer's up. Now remove your pickling bag. And then you want to fill up your jars, use a glass jar. With your mixture. With as much as you want in each jar, and then you're going to add your juice and fill up your jar. And this can go right in the fridge. Put your lid on. It's pickled, so it will last in the fridge. Or if you want to can it, you can. You can water bath can it. And you can water bath can it for 10 minutes. Otherwise, this goes in your fridge. Look at that. It's so good. And I ended up getting a gallon. Let me show you this before I put the liquid in. Look. Isn't that gorgeous? Can you see? Now we're going to fill it with liquid. Okay, if you're going to water bath can it, leave an inch head space. Make sure you debubble. Ooh, that tastes really good. Make sure you debubble. Put a new lid on and a ring. Full boil for 10 minutes. Who wants to try a pickled beet? This is hot off the presses, so hot, hot, hot. Oh, that is so good. If you like beets, you're gonna love this recipe. So I decided, I think what I'm gonna do with the beet greens is I'm gonna wash them real good and I'm gonna boil them down. I am gonna give the girls some, but I'm gonna boil some down and see how they... This is Linda from Homestead by the Lake. Thank you so much for watching my video. These beets came out absolutely delicious. I hope you make some.